Hey guys. I guess it's that time. It's Discovery, season 5. And yeah, I got Discovery all cars on. What are you going to do about it? Just give me a second here. Oh, that's why. Because I'm an idiot. And we're on the Trekyards channel today, not the Captain Foley personal channel, as these ones should be. So there's that. There I am. All right. So how is everybody today? Hope you're all well. We got new Discovery today. Don't you know? 2 of them. So this is a double bill, double feature, 2 for 1, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be talking about both episodes. I don't want to hammer out 2 first reaction videos, although we will be hammering out hi Charlene. We will be words are hard. We will be doing 2 reviews. One tomorrow is one edited review for episode 1 tomorrow, the Red Directive. And then tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're doing our complete breakdown and scene by scene analysis of the episode. And then we were going to do it Monday, but Monday's the total eclipse of the sun. Not the Bonnie Tyler song. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, it's going to be a total eclipse. So I'm not, and it's kind of like in its prime right before we start the live. So I'm not doing one on Monday. We'll do our edited review and our complete live breakdown review on Tuesday next week for episode 2, Under the Twin Moons. So anyway, tonight, whatever, we're doing first reaction on both though. So Olivia, $2. Foley, the one and only Foley. Praise to him. Indeed. Thank you. I feel like that's a bit better. I don't know. Fleet Paw, $2. Have no fear. Fleet Paw is here. Mary Kelly, Terrence Maria Kelly. Fleet Paw, Cosmo, the Stanleys, Geraldine, Mateo, Dave Thomas, Dustin D, Joe Brown, Ozzy. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, haven't done a first reaction review on a Thursday or first reaction discussion on a Thursday for a while, but we are back to it now. So, hopefully, you guys have things to say about this episode. Just for the record, my back is killing me. It has been for 2 days now. I can hardly, when I'm sitting, when I try to get up, I can barely stand or walk. So I'm in a little bit of pain. So just so you guys are aware, and hopefully that fixes itself, and I'll be right as rain at some point, I'm sure. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, today we're talking about the Red Directive and Under the Twin Moons. And somebody asked, what's the verdict? Well, you know what? I had a feeling that this last season of Discovery was going to be better, and that it's a shame that it's going to be canceled. And guess what? This last season of Discovery is better so far, and it's almost a shame it's being canceled, or it's been canceled. This is going to be the last season. I rather enjoyed both episodes. It felt more like Star Trek again, and that's awesome. So and by the way, spoilers. I'm just putting spoilers out there right away. This ties into other things as well. There's a lot of nice mentions and references, and it ties into a very good episode of TNG called The Chase, I believe. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, I think. And there's a whole little clip at the end of the first episode showing this season on. And there's some really cool goodies in there that you guys might not be aware of. We're going to talk about them at some point, and a surprise or two, maybe. I'm sorry about your pain, man. You got this. I know. Thank you. Peter Lukaku, $5. Holy Star Wars. Why can't Star Trek have a normal episode without stress and just be like Seinfeld in space? Right? They're focusing on a lot of the love interests, though. You got Book and, I want to say Mariner. Book and Burnham kind of have that thing going on again. You've got Tilly and this new guy. You've got Saru and T'Lyn. That's it. Yes. And by the way, thank God Tilly's back. Last season, she was so not like Tilly. This season, she's like Tilly again. She's acting like Tilly, and it's good to see. It's good to see. I'm glad to have Tilly back. So yeah, these first two episodes I thought were really fun, and a lot happened. Some really cool ideas. Stopping an avalanche of rocks and whatnot with a starship is an interesting take. A lot of people have already started complaining about that. I think it's kind of cool, actually. If shields can handle all the shit that they get pummeled at in space, of course shields can handle that. So I have no issue with that. Although, get the goddamn flamethrowers off the bridge. Just putting that out there. They're still there. In unison. It's just, why? What is that? Anyway. Any Commander Non fans in the house? Non. Yeah, she's cool. Sean O'Sullivan, it's 3 a.m. and my anxiety has me awake yet. Good morning, Cap. Morning, Sean. I want to get into the final season, but crying Berman or not. Joe Brown, the TNG tie-in is good, and I'm not complaining. I would enjoy it if they respect just once kind of DS9 or Voyager or other Trek besides TNG. Nothing against TNG. Dustin D, the Red Directive feels like the best of Star Trek and Star Wars. Hint to Paramount and Disney. Let's take USS Discovery into a real Star Wars series. Terrence Childs, someday you gotta go watch Venom Geek Media 98. I've seen a lot of their stuff, but Cal Swinderman, I noticed a certain constitutional goodie in the trailer. Yes, but there's a secret to that thing. You know what? I might as well just tell you guys. We're going to be doing a video on it. Yes, there is a Strange New Worlds Constitution class in it. It is the ISS Enterprise, for the record. And there's a phaser battle that takes place in sickbay aboard that ship. And it is, you can see the Terran Empire logo. It is the ISS Enterprise. We know this. You can, in one shot, see 1701 on the top of the saucer. You don't see the ISS part, but just might happen to know that it's the ISS Enterprise. So, spoilers. Everybody's like mad at me now. Cosmo, I didn't see it, but I saw a screenshot of a data from Wish. What is that all about? That would be Fred. And Fred is a Soong type android. And there you go. Fred is his name. Bandit, Darvel, what alien is the new captain? I don't know what alien he is. That's a good question. Captain Rayner. I don't know. The ears are throwing me off a bit. Red Directive, awooga, periscope down. Fleetpaw, they did tie in DS9 though, Joe Ryder. Rayner is a species that appeared in DS9. Maria Kelly, Tilly has a boyfriend. Well, there's a guy she's interested in, for sure, who seems to be interested in her, but she's all awkward and cute about it, so. Morn was in it too. Well, it's not Morn, but yes, one of his species was. The Stanleys. Is Adira and Gray broken up or breaking up? They are breaking up, I believe, because the way that that was portrayed, Adira was like, I'm kind of happy being on my own because I haven't been on my own before, and I'm kind of liking it. And then now they have to go to Trill. So who knows? Who knows? Fleetpaw, good evening, Trekyardians. There's too many of you to individually say hello to. That's true. Dustin D, the stopping of the avalanche with 2 starships is cool because Star Wars did that a year before Star Trek did. Did they? I don't remember that. Lorik, I guess. Fred couldn't read the journal that fast could read the journal with fast hand-eye coordination, but acted like a stormtrooper who couldn't shoot. Fleetpaw, Bandit Darbell is a Kelleran. Kellerans appeared in Deep Space Nine's Armageddon game. Well, there you go. Fleetpaw knows everything. I'll just hand the reins over to Fleetpaw, and he can take over. It's drippy. Peter the Caco. Hey, Kat, did you ever notice the com badges changed designs over the years in TNG? They got smalls and thicker. Okay. Dustin D, which ISS Enterprise, TOS or JJ Kelvin or Disco Strange New World? Disco Strange New World. Sergeant Montgomery, $5. I'm absolutely enjoying the first 2 episodes. Captain Rayner is like Kirk Archer. He will make a great number 1. He's not like, I wouldn't say that. I got Shaw vibes, and I also got Lorca vibes from him, which I like. I think he's going to be great. So there's that. I love that Lieutenant Reese has a Welsh name and spoke Welsh in season 2. Dave Thompson, Ozzy, I missed Sam's live stream. Okay, Sam did a live stream? Kyle, I wonder how it's the ISS Enterprise. Maybe we'll get some fun looks at the Strange New Worlds and possible Kirk and their mirror universe looks on a screen or something. Tezangari, Rayner is a Kaleran, the guys with the Harvester bioweapon who tried to kill Brian and Bashir. Bandit says, is the Starship Museum from Picard's season 3 still there in the 32nd century? Good question. Maria Kelly, Paul Wesley did a decent job as Kirk in Stranger Worlds. Yes, I think he did a fantastic job, actually. Fleetpaw, Kelleran, actually, Sergeant Montgomery. Actually, it's a Kelleran. Grant McGregor, $5. Thank you. Didn't see Discovery. Out of sight, out of mind. How are you, Cap? I am well. And yeah, you're missing. Both episodes are pretty good. I understand people don't want to watch it. I get it. If it's got Star Trek on it, I'm watching it. Not only because it's kind of my job for this, but because even if I didn't have this channel, I'd still be watching them all. So it is what it is, right? So, hey, Rich is here. Democracy. For democracy. Sorry, I can't play right now. ENGO9 and my buddy Dan and I have been playing Helldivers pretty much every night this week. So, unfortunately, tonight I can't. So, sorry. Matthew, these were actually some fun Discovery episodes. If they keep going like this, I'm going to be sad the show's ending. Yes, and that's exactly what I was worried about going into this. I have a feeling like, oh, they're actually going to get good now, and we're going to have to, like, you know, be sad that it's leaving. So, yeah. Melanie, oh my god, I'm in 2 different Trek chat rooms simultaneously, flipping back and forth, reviewing the first 2 episodes of Disco Season 5. Which other room are you in? Which other channel? Fleetpaw, what? I did some research. LOL. Bandit, is the ISS Enterprise an upgraded one? I don't know what upgraded means, so I don't know what to tell you. It's a Strange New Worlds one, so there you go. Hey Cap, here we go again. Let's cry. There's no crying so far. So Neil Henderson, will we ever get a pathway drive and ever see the pathway drive in operation? I would hope so, and I would assume so, yes. Maria, season 2 of Discovery was awesome thanks to Anson Mount and Ethan Peck. They were a good point and good things in season 2, but season 2 had a lot of plot holes and plot thread elements that went fucking nowhere. So it has its fair share of problems. Destin D, Kovich is a Section 31 officer, though it would make more sense for him to be Starfleet Temporal Mott to Section 31. Serg, where's the liquor at tonight, Cap? It's right beside me. If anybody wants to super chat in $20, I'll take a shot. But, you know, actually, that might help my back immensely. Sergeant Montgomery. Oh, good dude, yeah. Peter Lukaku, $2. If you're a Section 31, why do you need glasses? Who gives a shit? He's allergic to Retin X5. Still, 900 years in the future. Captain Foley, if you ever see him on screen, will have glasses. So it is what it is. I don't know what the discrimination against glasses is. Some people might want to wear glasses just for the look. Who knows? Maybe they have like built-in like Google Glass or like the Apple things that has displays and shit, so he gets updates in real time that other people can't see. Who knows? Who cares? He's a good character. Feetpaw, maybe he's allergic to Retinax. Yes. Bandit, upgraded like in the motion picture. Dustin D, where is Kirk when you need a Kirk? He's off Kirking. Cal Swinderman, I did like the first 2 episodes, and I'm hoping it stays good throughout the season. I feel like most of the shows start strong, holding out hope. Yes, because last season, the first 2 episodes, possibly the first 3, were actually pretty good. Me and Sam were like, whoa, it's going to be good. And then just went until the very end. And the 10C thing was like, yeah, that's pretty good. So, yes, unfortunately, that's how a lot of these things happen. So, fingers crossed. Ozzy, will Spock be in command of the ISS Enterprise? Who knows? Dustin D, especially 3190 Kirk. 3190 Kirk. Maria, who'd be crazy enough to tell a Section 31 agent that they can't wear glasses? It's a very good question. A dumbass. That's who. Sergeant Montgomery, I believe Kovich is an advanced AI, photonic, and all-knowing software at the same time. These Discovery displays are pretty boring. I don't have a lot of them. I should maybe change it. Wearing glasses, fan in the house. Psh. Remember that commercial from a few years ago? I don't know how old you are, but there's a commercial. Are you lucky enough to have to wear glasses? And it's like for an optical place, and they've got like a whole bunch of different frames, and people are like looking all sexy in glasses. Because yeah, it's always a bit of a pisser when people are like, I have to wear glasses. Let's go and do. Oh no, stop. What is this now? Stop that. All right. Has anybody watched this? Neil deGrasse Tyson and William Shatner. Remember, not that long ago, I was complaining about William Shatner and how he did an interview a few years ago, and it's like, "What's your favorite episode?" He's like, I think it's called City at the Edge of the River. He doubles, triples, quadruples down in this one because Neil deGrasse Tyson asked him that, and he goes, "I don't remember something about the river." And Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, "No, that's the city on the edge of forever." And Shatner he's so rude. He's so obnoxious. He's over talking. He's trying to. It is what it is. It's its own thing. Let's see, we go with Elcar's animations. Oopsie. Actually, go back for a second. Go. Open tab. What in the ever-loving hell? There we go. But we don't want to do that because we just don't want to do that. We want to do this. No, not new tab, you stupid bastard. Open. Whatever, we'll just. Tab. There we go. So yeah, we will do that. There we go. Anyway, how you doing? All right. Lieutenant Commander Raymond Anders. Hi, Cap. Just dropped in to say hi. Great show. Good to see you. Phoebe Seymour. Howdy, Captain. Watches the first 2 episodes of Discovery this morning. I liked it. Yeah, I did too. Did not have a problem with it. Birth defect. If you don't people to suspect you are Section 31, then wear glasses. Phoebe Seymour, I called it about the sphere builders being in the plot. What? There's no mention of the sphere builders. We're talking about the progenitors from TNG, from the episode The Chase. Where the fuck did you get sphere builders from? Wow. Bandit, oh yeah. The blocular barrier around the galaxy. Feed me Seymour. I think Rayner is a good character. He reminds me of Lorca in many ways. Yes, I agree. Reminds me of season 1 with Burnham and Lorca. Check through all messages. It's been a long time. Did that scientist get to the alternate universe? I think so. I don't remember. Maria, I was so upset when Jason Isaacs turned out to be a bad guy. Yeah. I met him, though. Great guy. Fantastic guy. And, there's still a Prime Lorca that's enough like Mirror Lorca that everybody thought it was the same Lorca. So you still got to see Prime Lorca in some shape or form at some point. Insult Shatner's horse thing. No, it's okay. Fleet Paw, I'm supposed to wear glasses. I don't because I need to renew my prescription and haven't had time to. Yeah, I need a new prescription too, but waiting because benefits are changing under Sylvia's plan, and then we're waiting until that changes, and that's end of April. So I need a new prescription. I've had these for years, so. Dustin D. The desert bikes are cool, but do feel way too much like Star Wars hover speed bikes with wheels. They feel like snowmobiles is what they feel like, but yeah. The Stanley, Shatner is like 90. Memory is not as sharp and no longer giving a shit about anything. I don't give a fuck. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse at all. He's doing it to troll people and to piss people off. And it's annoying. Like, what's your favorite episode? Oh, episodes? I don't know. I've never watched any of them. Right. Wow. Okay. Good job. Remember a few years ago when you did a documentary? I don't know if it was one of the captains or what it was, but at the end he's like, these people have a lot of respect for me. These people really appreciate what I did, and I gotta embrace that. And because I haven't been, understanding the fandom, but doing this documentary, I understand that I'm important to people. I should start acting like it. And then he just fucking completely forgot about it. It's fine. It's fine. Shay says he really likes the new captain guy. Yeah, Rainer is cool. Kyle, LOL, you shitting on Shatner makes me laugh. I'll be meeting him April 20th here in Ohio. See, and the thing is, I've met Shatner 3 times. Each time I've met him has been a thoroughly pleasant experience. He's never been rude or insulting to me. He's always been kind. Twice situations occurred that I had a minute with him kind of thing, waiting for something because they screwed up the picture number or whatever. And Shatner's like, well, make sure that this guy here doesn't get that guy's pictures. And he's like, yeah, I'm looking out for you kind of thing. And I'm like, thank you. Every time I've personally met Shatner, he's been nothing but great. But then I see him interact with other people, or I hear stories from the exact same convention where that happened, where the volunteers, like he's just shitting on the volunteers. So hopefully you have a great interaction with him. I've had nice interactions with him, so why not bring out the Federation Argo buggy again? Feed Me says, I have a theory that Star Trek Beyond plays a part in Discover. The green face guy of the 2 bandits kind of looks similar to that Idris Elba in Beyond. I wonder if it's the same tech. Yeah, I don't think so. Fleet Paw, the Shat gives off classic old man, get the fuck off my lawn vibes. He knows he's trolling people who ask that question, and he could give 2 shits about it. Yeah. Maria is telling Kyle to say hello to Mr. Shatner for her. Joseph says, these are pretty good. Love the TNG connection. Yep. Steve Russell, what is the deal with having captains as second officers in Disco? I realized Spock was a captain in films. Well, you gotta... Raynor was supposed to have a forced retirement, so I don't know if he's going to have the rank of captain necessarily. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. It's fine. It happens occasionally. So, Marco, first episode tome was kind of meh. Same Michael Burnham show, but in the end, the reveal made it more interesting, in my opinion. Yeah, I preferred the second episode myself, personally. Sam preferred the first episode, just so you know. So, Maria, aren't the sphere builders from Star Trek Enterprise? They are, yes, and have nothing to do with what's being talked about. Sergeant Montgomery, I may have graduated from Starfleet Academy, or I may not have graduated from Starfleet Academy, but I'm pretty sure Deflector could have created a localized EMP pulse so they didn't have to sacrifice phasers, even through a planet electrical field. There you go. Tristan says, okay, I see Foley got a lot of alcohol before the show. No, I've had no alcohol. I'm on pain medication right now for my back pain, which is intensely severe these past 2 days. But that's not affecting my judgment at all. And I don't know why you'd say that. So, rude. Anyway, it's fine. Feed Me says, Prime Lorca appears in Star Trek Online, so we did get to see a version of him. The Stanleys, Jason Isaacs is back voicing the Grand Inquisitor in Star Wars Tales of the Empire. Oh, nice. Maria Kelly, did Tara Lorca kill Prime Lorca? I didn't really watch season 1 of Discovery, so I'm not sure. No, he didn't kill him. We don't know what happened to Prime Lorca. We don't know whether he got killed when he went to the Mirror Universe. We don't know what happened to him. He could still be alive. Nobody knows. Feed Me Seymour, they shelved the mushroom drive. I was like, okay, but why? Well, that's to make Stamets not feel important and to be a luminary, a scientific luminary with no, because he makes the reference to Alton Soong, and he's like, oh, it must be great to be remembered that way and have a legacy. So he's all bummed out. He's going to do something near the end of this season that's going to redeem him and give him a purpose. And all he did say, I had to figure out the navigator part. Once we did that, we could have had it fleet-wide. So he's going to figure something out that will make the spore drive be operational without a navigator or with a substitute of some kind. So it's still going to play in, but yeah, it's an interesting way to start out for sure. Bandit. That is a good question. Does Shatner watch any of his old Trek episodes and movies? He says he doesn't. He doesn't like watching himself. Ozzy, I just watched the Doomsday Machine episode earlier. Nice. Picard Maneuver says, anyone else watch Strange New Worlds Enterprise in the Green Nebula? Anyone else the Strange New Worlds Enterprise in the Green Nebula in this season on Disco? Preview at the end of the movie, at the end of the episode. Yes, I did. Did you also catch that it was the Mirror Universe Enterprise? Know how I know? Well, there's a reason. There's a way that I know that, but there's also a way that you guys could know that from seeing those clips at the end. Is there's the Strange New World sick bay, but there's a Terran Empire logo on one of the walls, one of the doors, I believe. So, Phoebe Seymour. It's not like they found more dilithium and the burn caused part of space to be untravelable by warp. Maria, thanks for the info. Strider, this was the first intro that I was very bothered by the logical inconsistency. To start, why is the captain having an inquisition when I don't care? By Kovich is the order. Because Kovich almost killed a city of people because of the avalanche. Even though it wasn't directly his fault, it inspired the bad guys to do the thing which caused the avalanche. That's why. It had nothing to do with Burnham. That had nothing to do with her. There was not an inquiry for her. That was for Rayner. So that's why. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You just have to watch and listen, and you can figure it out. So, Strider, this was the first intro. Oh, I just read that one. Mark Lawrence, $5. Celebrating the wife's birthday at her parents' place for now. We'll be back later. We'll make it back later. Well, happy birthday to her, Mark. Thank you for joining and tuning in for even if it's just a minute. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Dustin D. Rammer is a loyal Starfleet officer, but he is not Admiral material. Rammer? I only poked her. Picard Maneuver. Oops, that's what I get for showing up late. Maria, Idris Elba was pretty decent in Star Trek Beyond. Yes and no. Raymond Anders, I met Bill in 2004 in Tulsa, and he is an a-hole. There you go. Tristan, Shatner does talk about his horse shit a lot, and Foley, you said something about being tired of hearing about that at the cons. Yeah. You want me to rant about it? Because yeah, I don't pay to go to a Star Trek convention to hear him talk about his horses. It's that simple. E.R. Mixon says, we should have known that he would be number one, the beard. Yeah, halfway through that second episode, I'm like, oh, she's going to get Rayner as their second officer. And then they kind of throw you a little bit of a curveball and think maybe that's not going to happen, and then it absolutely does. Joseph says, I like the idea of it being a season-long version of The Chase, finding these map pieces. I don't want to be so... I hope they wrap it up pretty quickly, though, like by episode 5, and just have, like, something else at the end. You don't need to stretch this out into 10 episodes. I know they're going to, and that's exactly the same problem that last season had, and the season before. So just stop doing that, and I don't know. We'll see. Strider, why does everyone act like they were born in the current century? The best engineer, Scotty, couldn't be helpful with current tech around 100 years after its disappearance, but Disco can hack Starfleet. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. I also hate the vernaculars that they were using. Like, it's a different world, but it's not just about our corner of the world. And yeah, they mention world a lot. I have trouble believing that people would say, it's a whole new world in the TNG time. You'd say it's a whole new galaxy out there, or it's a whole new sector or a quadrant. You wouldn't say world, especially these guys in the 32nd century, because they don't have a planet. That's Starfleet headquarters is their base of operations. Earth isn't part of the Federation right now, or maybe they are again, but regardless. So, and that was said multiple times in the 2 episodes. The world's changed. It's like, no, No, your universes change, your galaxies change, your situations change, your quadrants change. You wouldn't say your world changed. I don't think. Anyway, small thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I probably am. But anyway. But how can they hack Starfleet? Well, because they're the best of the best. That's why. I don't know. Joseph says the chase was a great TNG episode. It was. It was one of my favorite ones, actually. Phoebe Seymour, the 800-year-old Soong android that looked like a recast Spiner, was kind of odd, but nice to see another droid like that. Yes, it was odd. Absolutely. Shay says, to me, they should have mentioned Captain Picard or Professor Galen when they brought up the progenitors. They did. Did you not watch it, Shay? They said a Starfleet captain, Captain Picard, found these progenitors. They even had a picture of them. Fleetpaw, McCoy was never ranked as a captain. He was a commander in undiscovered country. Caleb says, did you see the Connie in the preview for the rest of the season? It looks like it has the Enterprise's registry number. Well, it does have the Enterprise's registry number, and it's the ISS Enterprise. It's a Mirror Universe one, so yes. Feed me Seymour, but the data type android doesn't make sense when Picard season 3 kind of shows what the next phase of androids would be. That's very true. That's why I'd like answers about why that android exists. Justin D, did McCoy skip 2 ranks to get to Admiral? Don't know. Feed me Seymour, surely they would have been upgraded. Okay. Strider, why are the Romulans not Starfleet property to those adversaries? What? Fleetpaw says, we did, and it was discussed already, Caleb Thomas. Maria, anyone else like Strange New Worlds musical episode? I liked it. I thought it was fun. Fleetpaw, I know he was in Starfleet for a lot of years. He was probably a captain for a while, or he headed Starfleet Medical. Yeah, I would assume he would probably be head of Starfleet Medical, McCoy. How is a drive that can place you anywhere, not tech priority overdrive, that is championed by Janeway almost a dozen centuries ago? It's absurd. Sure. The Stanleys, I think the treasure is possibly like a repository of knowledge from SG-1, but for the progenitor species. Maria, I thought that the Vulcans and Romulans were reunited according to Discovery Season 3 and 4. They were. They are now the Navarians on Navarre. Picard maneuver. Whoa, totally missed the Terran Empire thing. Good eye. Feed me Seymour. If Stamets can use the numbers, or the mushroom drive by changing his DNA, why couldn't they just do that to more Starfleet officers? I mean, I get it about the mushroom drive shelving, but there were workarounds. Because genetic augmentation or tampering is still forbidden by the Federation, so they'd have to alter people on the genetic level. So they can't do that. That's why. Booker could do it. He could use the spore drive, but Feed Me Seymour says it doesn't seem logical. Of course not. Jadic Productions, come in, drop my like, catch you guys later. See ya. Maria, I'd rather like the spore drive. Well, they're still using it, so yeah, it's kind of cool. The Stanleys still not allowed to genetically modify people. Yes. Strider. So if I shoot a phaser, am I at fault for all phaser shots? That is absurd. I have no idea what that's referring to, but okay. Feed me Seymour. The ship's dropping into the sand to create a barrier. I thought was a bit dumb, but it was 32nd century, so I guess the ships can defy gravity. It was. I thought that was kind of brilliant and kind of cool, actually. 32nd century or not, ships can defy gravity. Strange New Worlds, the Enterprise comes down. I forget which episode it was. One of the first ones, and is hovering above the city. The ships can maintain their in atmosphere. I mean, that's just a thing that happens and can happen. So I have no problem with that at all. Plus, we've seen Discovery be in the atmosphere in the very first episode of Discovery. It's in the atmosphere a few times actually. So yeah, no issues with that. Picard maneuver. I wish they would do a better job of discussing the one basic disco crew quarters set that they redressed for things like the Romulan ship. Those windows stick out like a sore thumb. Yes, that was a problem I had as well. That was very clearly the briefing room / lab / every other room on Discovery for the Romulan ship, and the windows were the dead giveaway. Yes, I totally agree with you. Change the shape of the windows. You know, that would be nice. Joe Brown throws in $20. Medicinal shot for your back, Cap. Thank you, Joe. All right, let's see. Raspberry lemonade flavored vodka. Vodka? Cheers. Thank you. That's appreciated. Thank you so much. That should mix well with the medication I took. Oh. Maria, you'll have to talk to Stamets about that. Dustin D. What if mycelium mushrooms could be used as matter for antimatter warp drive burn tech? Cool. That'd be awesome. Strider, there is no action that cannot be extrapolated towards evil when taken wrongly. It's absurd consequences is not responsible. Sure. Jimmy Seymour, it's a red mission. Need to know. Burnham, okay. Mission happens and Raynor was listening in. I mean, does top secret mission mean nothing? Maria, I'm happy that Jet Reno is back. She is so cool. Yeah, haven't seen her yet, but yes. Feed Me Seymour, for a moment when they said red mission, I thought Omega Particle, but I was wrong. Well, it didn't say red mission, it's a red directive. You thought Omega Directive. But yes. Strider, TNG feels more distant than Discovery in the 31st century due to vernacular alone. This isn't Trek. This Trek isn't proper. Tristan says Reno rules. Dustin D. Why does Maul look like a lot like Admiral Beverly Crusher in Al Jolly Picard? Because she doesn't. You know what she looks like? She looks like the young Jedi from Ahsoka that was hanging out with Balin. I can't remember her name though. That's who she looks like. She gives off the same vibes. And she's very attractive, by the way. So that's a good thing. Yes. Matthew says it was refreshing to see Burnham's crew actually behave like a crew. They also worked and didn't stop to cry or scream in the middle of a fight. Maria is correct, but nevertheless, Discovery is Trek. It is. Whether it's prime timeline or not is totally debatable, but yes, it is Trek. Dustin D. I thought that as android Frederick looks more like Fagia mixed with Data. Okay. Strider. Surge. So, is the all humanoids are seeded from the progenitors from TNG era info all classified? Like, why wouldn't they let people know that? I don't know. Fleet Pal says, I wonder if Fred was a Soong-type android knockoff. Yes, from Wish. Feed Me Seymour, you know you are going to regret the blue cocktail from the first episode. Looks pretty good, actually. Maria, I haven't seen Origins, so I don't know if it's Stargate, but I'm a big fan of the movie Stargate. Totally different thing. Marco, the chase was also one of my favorites. I hope they do it justice, but I am fearful they won't. Fair enough. Sean T. Just watched a TNG episode a few weeks ago and wondered why they didn't move forward on that plot. And hey, it's today in hits. Wow, time machine vibes, sorta. Strider, Maria, canon is important. Disco absconds with it, imagining Picard beaming down to a planet instead of figuring out a solution on the ship. Yeah. Um, Dustin D, they could have used the 3D wall for doing the Romulan sets proper. Yes. Yes, they absolutely could have. You're correct. Feed Me says Blue Caraco lemonade vodka mixed with Red Bull and dry ice with a bubble. The Federation cocktail. My theory, anyway. Sure, that works. The Stanleys. Was the Romulan ship a scout ship like we see in TNG era, or is it a different class? It is a scout ship. We will be doing a video on it, and it is from the TNG era because it's 800 years in the past, which Discovery was set 10 years before TOS, and Next Generation is like 80 years after. So yeah, 800 years. It's from the TNG era. Science ship, the Stanley's Scout had a bird head. Sciences didn't. Dustin D. Picard maneuver is a good maneuver as long as there is no sensors or weak sensor compact to Tuesday most advanced. Tuesday moat advanced. Okay. Don't know what any of that means, but awesome. Melanie says these new episodes blah 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 really make you think and ponder. Indeed. Feed Me Seymour. So have they done something to tribbles in the Trek world as it seems to roam free with nobody is worried? Yeah, they probably neutered them so they can't reproduce. Feral tribal colonies. I know, right? Dustin D. What if the Star Trek? What if we start? Okay, I'm gonna read this. What if we start a letter campaign? Is we want another season of Disco? Go for it. If you want another season of Disco, do it. Yes, this is irritating me because this is not randomizing at all, and it's really pissing me off. We're just gonna turn that off and do that. There we go. Strider, prime timeline isn't what Trek means. What does the term Trek entail? It has to have a definition, otherwise it's a nebula without definition. The Kelvin timeline is not prime timeline. It's still Star Trek. The characters, the ship designs, a little bit wonky, but they're still Trek. Trek is a state of mind. Trek is a striving to be better as humans. That's Trek. Disco's not prime timeline. If you think it is, that's fine. Do your thing. But no, prime timeline doesn't mean Trek. It's all Trek. It's all made under the same Star Trek name with the same characters, the same kind of vibe, the same kind of feel. I don't understand why you're confused. Why did this stop? There we go. Anyway, I'm not going to drill down on that because nobody gives a shit. The Stanleys. Fred is the type of android from the Star Trek short of the Attack on Mars. F8 for Fate. Feed Me Seymour. If they included TNG photos, does that mean Discovery is now Prime? As that was Prime TNG. No, that's their way of saying that they are Prime when they're still not. So What in Starfleet makes Discovery the flagship of the Starfleet Academy? What? Nothing makes the Discovery the flagship of Starfleet Academy. What does that even mean? By the way, the Star Trek 4 movie, April Fools, who made those photos? I'll never tell. Dustin D, maybe Disney will need to make money, so maybe they could do a joint venture with Paramount to make Disco Season 6 taking place in the Star Wars universe. No. Trill episode, next episode, Return of Grey. Oh yeah, Grey will be back. Maria, I wouldn't mind the fourth Kelvin timeline Trek movie as long as it's better than the Star Trek Beyond. Trillionth. I love it. Trillionth. I like it. Tristan, so people are pissed with spin-offs like Disco and just also pissed that things including Star Trek continues, not including horribly done fan fiction, which is bad because it isn't TOS, DS9, Voyager movies. People are pissed at Disco for a lot of reasons. But yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say there, so. I really hope they had made it better. This was the first season to let me down. What? Feed Me Seymour just played Hogwarts Legacy. Really enjoying the game. I haven't even tried it. I'm not interested. Kelvin is another story entirely. Trek is a singular story, not a multiverse of comics with many owners. Sure. Feed Me Seymour. There is no prime timeline. Every show is its own universe. Maria, who the hell is pissed with Star Trek Continues? It's really good. It is good. I think they're talking about other fan ventures, though, maybe. Strider, is Miles Morales literally the original Spider-Man? It's a unique and distinguished story. It isn't the same, but it's still Spider-Man. It's still the same characters and the outliers. I don't understand your fucking problem, okay? Anyway, whatever. It's fine. Maybe we'll just do a... let's see. Good for you. Da-da. The channel Certifiably Endgame has been making episodes out of STO stuff, so since I don't play that game, I can still enjoy those stories. I like STO's leaning on the Mirror Universe stuff a lot. If Disco was Prime, they wouldn't use they would have used the TOS Enterprise, not the Strange New Worlds one. Exactly. P.B. Seymour, though Voyager J is the flagship of 32nd century, but I guess they never said that. They never did say that, no. Feed Me says, sometimes I'd like to see, or something I'd like to see, if they are going to Bajor and Trill, I'd like to see the Deep Space Nine with the wormhole. Would be cool to see what it became of the 32nd century. Well, they're not going to Bajor. They're going to... Did they say Bajor or did they say Betazoid? I think they said Betazed. And, yeah, also the inclusion of the Permelians. Nice touch. Nice touch. Booby trap, in case anybody didn't know. But yeah, that was fantastic. I don't think they said Bajor. I think they said Betazoid. Yeah, they did, because one of the clues was being able to know others' thoughts. So yeah, anyway, it's fine. Hashtag long live Fred. Yes, Ozzy. All right. Daniel's Hot Topic. Star Trek Discovery Season 5, Episode 1 and 2 were interesting. I loved how fast-paced it was. It was so awesome when Burnham was on the ship and when it was at warp, and then she let go and and site-to-site transport. That was cool. Letting go in warp, dropping out of warp, and then like heading towards the window, and right, that was cool. It was very well done. I like that a lot. Raymond Anders says, I can see the items they are trying to find. When they're put together, become a time-traveling transporter, and she goes back to the beginning of time. What great ending for her. Sure, that'd be kind of cool. Fleet Paw, let's put it to bed. Discovery and Strange New Worlds are prime adjacent, meaning the events happened in both timelines, but different effects on each. Yeah. Grant McGregor, $10. Sorry for the delay. I got a deep scratch from a cat. I haven't watched beyond the first season, but I watch every other Trek show, even Strange New Worlds. I tune into the Discovery recap on Trekyards for the tech and SFX focus. Thank you, Grant. STO Discovery prequel. I'd consider it canon. Canon only has one N in the middle. It means it fits and feels like it should be Prime Larka's story. Grudge and Hologram Mouse was great. Fleet Paw says, for example, that's why the Strange New Worlds Enterprise looks the way it does, but it's still supposed to be the same Enterprise Kirk gets. And Beta Z, yes. Tristan, rephrasing about canon Trek and people hating disco. Do the same people also hate the good fan film productions? What is it with this philosophy of I can't deal with anything except what I think is canon? Canon's the most important thing in any of these kind of franchises, and yet, whatever. You do you, man. Olam Drab, I guess they think Maul and her guy are going to Beta Z, but the crew is going to Trill. Yes. Daniel says, I loved how they used the TNG episode scenes with the progenitors. That proves that Disco is OG timeline, and there is more canon connections to come. Yes, no, Daniel, it doesn't prove that at all. It proves that they want it to be prime timeline, and they're trying to shoehorn it in and make you think that, but yeah, it's definitely not. Sorry, Betazoid. I always get confused for some reason with Bajor. I don't know why they are spelled different. I don't know why they're spelled different. Feed Me says, if Data and C-3PO had a child, its name would be Fred. Shay says, I take back the Captain Picard comment earlier. I missed that scene somehow. How? It's an awesome scene. Discovery view window screen still opens up. The view window screen. Okay. Feed Me says, what was Raynar's ship called? They said it, but I missed what they said. The Antares? It was the Antares or something. I can't remember offhand. They said it like 4 times, but I don't mind member berries, to be honest, nor do I mind mystery boxes for that matter. Marco says, for me, the prime timeline ended in 2005 with Enterprise. Everything after that I consider something else, but it's okay that other fans think differently. Exactly. I heard something awesome. I hope it's true, but I hear Burnham will go back to the 23rd century at the end of the season and will stay there. Interesting. Did the progenitors create the foundlers and changelings? That's a good question. I would assume not, personally, but also it's interesting because there's the whole this season on, and you see the ISS Enterprise. So it makes me wonder, are there progenitors in each, like the Mirror Universe and Prime Universe? Because they seeded the galaxy. They must have seeded both galaxies. Or they seeded one galaxy and then there was a split where the Mirror Universe became the Mirror Universe and our universe became our universe. And the Kelvin Universe and the Discoverse, they all became their own thing. But the original seeding of the galaxy was done prior to that split. Anyway, it's just interesting. Dustin D, I hope that Stamets can find a way to bring Fred back to life. I know, right? Sam says the same thing. He wants to see more of Fred, and I kind of agree. So, Dominion Gamma. There it is. I was thinking of you when the shuttle bay door was open during the jump. LOL. I know you love the door open. It was cool to see it during the jump. That was cool. The funny thing is, the shot before that, where you see the back of the ship, it's closed. And then later they do the jump, and it's from inside the bay, and you see the jump, and that's kind of neat. So I kind of like both ways. But yes, it was closed for a minute. Daniel says in the end of the episode, in the Coming to Disco Season 5 clip, you won't see what ship comes out of the shining wormhole. Oh my god, so excited. Yeah, it's the ISS Enterprise. Spoilers. It was the Antares, yes. Fleet Pilot Rayner was captain of 3 Antares. He was captain of 3 Antares class? Or USS Antares? That's awesome. How do you get 3? Don says, my prediction for the final season of Disco, 8 out of 10 notes of the late Sandy Courage's original series fanfare. Was Rainier the name of the captain of the Antares in Charlie X? Don't know. Melanie says, Trek and Wars crossover. Star Wars happened a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. A Star Trek happens in our future, in our galaxy, not counting when Q made a jump to where thought became real. Feed Me Seymour. Season 3 showed TOS, Nimoy, Spock, and Voyager J. Not to Voyager. Season 4 made references to Archer, with Archer's space dock made reference to TNG Picard. I wonder if episode 3 with Trill will have DS9. That'd be cool. And an adjacent timeline would have most of the same things anyway, so it's fun. Surge says it's going to be pretty cool when Trekyards TNG reviews get to season 6 and do the chase after Disco is done. It's going to be a fun one. 100% agree with you. Could there be progenitors in Stargate and Star Wars and Babylon 5? Very likely. I don't know. Maybe. It's simple. They ran out of oil on the shuttle door on Discovery, so it gets stuck from time to time. Just need a visit from USS WD-40. That's funny. Daniel says, if you were Burnham, would you been worried to pull that stunt when you were going towards Discovery and transport in? I would be a little worried, because what if the site-to-site transport does not work? I'm sure her spacesuit could take the impact and she'd be fine. I don't know. It's the future. I love that the floor gets blown up and she gets sucked into space and the suit like automatically forms around her as well. If you're not careful, when that kind of thing, that kind of decompression happens, all the air will get forced out of your lungs. So, which could collapse your lungs. So even though the suit generates around you, you might still not be able to breathe for a little while. I'm just saying, it's just kind of a funny thing. If there's an explosive decompression like that, you got to be prepared for it. So, I'm just saying. No, I got autocorrect. Autocorrect failed. I'm not liking the new iOS keyboard update. I thought I had a replacement and predictive text turned off. Tristan, prime timeline and universe is not equal to the definition of Trek. Trek is not a thing, but a state of mind. Yeah, I sound like I'm singing Yay Brother. USS Soul Brother. Peter Lukaku, $2. Big question, was the shuttle bay door closed? It was in the very first scene. One of the first scenes you see of Discovery, you see it from the back. And yes, it's closed. And then later when they jump, you see it from inside the bay and the door's open and you get the and the planet. So. Also, the starship in the 32nd century looks so weird. They have big gaps in the hulls, not to mention the detach nacelles. Looks super. It does look super. At Rayner's trial, was that species on board to the left Illyrian? Could it be 1,000-year-old Morn? I don't think it was the same species as Morn, no. But no, it could not be 1,000-year-old Morn. Fleetpaw, if the site-to-site didn't work properly, she'd have splatted on the windshield like a bug, and then a massive pair of wipers would have popped out and scraped her off the windshield. I mean, maybe, sure. Why not? Anyway, I'm enjoying the season so far. There's been some good, fast-paced action. The first episode was 49 or 59 minutes. Sorry. The second one was 52 minutes, 53 minutes, rounding up a bit. And I think they did a really good job with them. Good characters, good dialogue. I think the Saru and Burnham scenes were very well done in the second episode. I was kind of worried that Saru was maybe going to get killed, but it's shaping up so far to be an interesting season. It's a good kickoff to the season, and I was worried going into this season that this was going to be some of their best work, and knowing that it's the final season, that would be very bad. So far, this is good writing. This is a good show this season. I just hope it goes downhill. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to wish that, but at the same time, it's like you almost got to justify that this is the last season now. If they're doing such good stuff, it kind of sucks in that way. So I don't know, man. There's a lot to like in these ones for sure. Love the mention of the Promelians, and seeing one of their worlds. Is there anything strange happening down there? No. And the statue's like eyes open and I changed my mind. That was pretty funny. Come on, you got to admit. Dot, lay down. What are you doing? Anyway. You know the design flaw in the detached nacelles? What if the ship goes to warp and the warp nacelles go to warp and leave the ship behind? Oh my fucking God. Get over the detached nacelles. It's the future. Who knows how they work? It's super advanced. I don't have a problem with them. Let's all grow up and not be fucking little childish bitches whining about the cells are detached. Oh really? Well, how do you use your phone, sir? It doesn't have a cord. Oh my God, my phone doesn't have a cord. It's not plugged into the wall. How does my phone work? Fucking modern technology. Just fucking grow up. Seriously. Serge says, watch them retcon in that the progenitors are just the founders or changelings. They probably could. They probably would do that, actually. Fleetpod had 59 minutes on both episodes, 1 and 2. The second one wasn't 59. ER Mixon's Craziest Theories. End it on a high note, and maybe we'll get Discovery long tracks or a Discovery movie. Daniel, the blonde bad guy lady, Locke. I think her name is Moll, Moll. Locke is the guy. She is hot and can kick ass. I wonder where she learned how to fight. Dude, I can spar with her all day. Well, you can't apparently because you don't know her name. So Tristan says I could explain why the parts of the ship stays together, but Daniel, you wouldn't understand. Yeah, as Doug Drexler would say, your ape brain couldn't figure it out. Shay says, always like TNG, The Chase, so hopefully they can continue the story in a good way and end out Disco. Absolutely. Nathan, I couldn't finish season 4, and it was so terrible. I'm curious about what you thought of the end of season 4. The end of season 4 was great. The first 2 episodes were fantastic in season 4, and the last episode or the last 2 episodes were good as well. The 10C was an interesting idea, very well done, but that whole 10C story arc should have literally been 3 or 4 episodes, not 10. The fact they stretched it out to 10 made the middle very shitty. So yes, the premise seems really fun, combining space and archaeology, and I'm here for it. Yep. Fleetpod, $2. Rant alert. All hands to rant stations. Yeah. Feed me Seymour. Look at Back to the Future Part 2. Most of that is real now. Most of TOS tech is real now. Detached nacelles, just saying, Trek is ahead of its time. Fleetpaw, Tristan, we're not interested in the Webster's AI definition of that. Feed me Seymour. I could spend a month living on the bridge of the Enterprise D and a Netflix subscription with a Paramount Plus. Gotta watch Trek on Trek now. Yeah. So, anywho's, we'll be looking at time-wise just over an hour. I'm trying to think. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I'm glad Tilly's back to being Tilly and acting like Tilly, because she didn't act like Tilly the last season. So, but here she's very upbeat, very smiley. That's kind of nice to see again. Stamets being kind of in a slump because he's just a scientific luminary is interesting, but I think it's going somewhere. He needs to prove himself and have a legacy that people will remember him for 1,000 years down the road, kind of deal. Culber is just being Culber right now. I did like the scene with Book where he's like, "How you doing?" Well, I've been doing that. I know that's what you were doing. I asked how you were doing. That was nice. Detmer had nothing to do with anything. Washington, she went on the away team. Bryce, Saru, I think, is going to end up coming back at some point to save the day. I don't think he's out of the picture for very long. Michael's come a long way. She's much better as a captain now. Rayner, I can't wait to see more of him. Like I said, he seems to me like a combination of Shaw and Lorca, and I kind of like that. I think he's going to be a good character. Hopefully he's not a bad dark character or anything stupid like that. I don't think they would do that, but who knows, honestly. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the rest of the season. I wasn't excited going into this. When we were talking about it yesterday, I'm like, I'm not excited I'm just not. So anyway, and just to let everyone that's here know, 66 of you, tomorrow will be the edited review for episode 1, the Red Directive, and at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will do our complete live breakdown on that. For episode 2, that'll be released on Tuesday of next week, and the live will be Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that one, which is Under the Twin Moons. So tune in for those two. We're not going to do them together in a live. That would be way too long. So we're going to do them separately. And the reason I'm not doing it Monday is because Monday is the day of the solar eclipse, which is like right overhead. And it's going to be at its peak at like 3:18 in the afternoon when the lives start at 4. So I'm not missing an event like that for a live. Sorry. I'd rather watch that because the next time we're going to see anything like that will be in about 175 years for this area where we are. So that's something I'm going to watch. And watch this. It's going to be overcast. It's probably going to be overcast. But regardless, we're probably not doing one on Monday. We will have a breakdown videos and stuff next week. And we will have a episode on Saturday as well. So probably talking about the Romulan scout ship or something. I'm not sure yet. So anyway, make sure you're subscribed, do all the things. You know the routine. For some reason, I felt Arsenal of Freedom vibes from a few moments there. Deadly weapons on an empty planet. Oh, yes, I never thought about that, but you're right. Hope we get to see the current Enterprise this season. Yeah, that'd be cool. Dustin D, when is the new Enterprise O going to be launched? Well, the Promelians predated the Arsenal of Freedom by about a millennia, though. Pygmy Seymour, who was Tilly talking to? New love interest or nod to Academy? Both would be my guess. I think it's going to be, there's definitely some Academy talk going on there, and it's definitely somebody she's interested in, who seems like he's interested in her as well. So it's both. We'll see how that plays out. Shay says, yes, I thought Arsenal of Freedom as well with the attack probes. Nathan says, I love how you got Star Trek and Star Wars in the cabinet behind you. I have another question. I used to be a bigger Star Trek fan, and I feel now Star Wars is more enjoyable to watch. How about you? Much prefer. Not I say I much prefer Star Trek, but that's not true. I like them both equally, for different reasons, and depending on my mood, I will watch one or the other. So obviously, I like Star Trek a bit more because I have a Star Trek dedicated channel. But you know, it it is what it is. There's just I don't know. They're both fantastic. So not sure about Saru's dignified role change was needed, but good to see where that goes. Saru was useful for episode 1 and 2. Discovery without Saru wouldn't be the same. Can't wait for the live breakdown. Will join us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Serge says that new guy, that new #1 guy dies for sure. Dustin D, I think it's Tilly had a crush on the Starfleet Academy teacher, male, nameless dud. Under the Twin Moons sounds like a love story film or a Sinatra song. Yeah, 100%. Or just the name of a porno. You know, use your imagination. Under the Whale Probe and the Twin Moons. Matthew Lebner, good evening, everyone. Sorry I missed the live. We'll rewatch now. See you all tomorrow. See you, Matthew. Enjoy the live. Feed me Seymour. For a moment, I thought when the eyes opened, I thought the giant monster was going to rise up. Yes, I think that's the point. You're supposed to think that, because I thought that too. Marco, it was funny how Stamets and Culber were examining the Soon-type android, saying it's such an old tech, but literally for them, just a few years ago, that would have been amazing future tech. Yes, but they've since been updated in the ways of technology, and so, because even Culber even said we'll have to return to using wires. We haven't used wires for months now, or I forget exactly what he said. We'll need more replicators. That was kind of funny. So. Olam Drab, I did think of the Arsenal of Freedom. Those drones have that rectangular targeting reticules. Tristan, I like Killy's idea of an STO of plugging the peaceful planets into an agonizer and turning it into a total monster. Looking forward to live breakdowns and Trekyards bingo. Thanks to everyone behind the scenes for creating cards for us all. Yes. Oh, I haven't mentioned that yet. Yes, when we have a Trekyards bingo, go to the community tab on YouTube here for Trekyards. You'll find 2 bingo cards for this season of Discovery. Check them out. Either click the link and go to the thing, or just get a picture of it, save the picture to your phone and use it that way if you prefer. But yes, check off all the bingo checks for this season of Discovery. Join us for the live reviews or these first reaction ones. And if something is mentioned that you didn't think of, you can check it off on your bingo card. Have fun playing Discovery Trekyards bingo. Yeah, that's it. Hey, my combined score would be a 8 out of 10 Mon Capitan, although CGI a bit janky in places. Feed me Seymour. Mind you, at one point, Burnham's new haircut looked like she had a bold patch in the middle, Benjamin Franklin style. Very bold, yes. Would have been better revealed to have the 2 bandits was Booker's family from his planet, explaining they were still alive somehow, and it wasn't. But that would have been good. Hologram mouse, so Burnham likes to torment cats. Tristan, bingo. Are we in Starfleet retirement precipitory now? Or don't play bingo. I really don't give a shit. You don't have to make a joke about it. People enjoy bingo. It's interactive. It's easy to do. And we created it for this. So, you don't like it. You want to think it's an old person thing. You don't have to comment on it. But thank you for your input. I appreciate it. Nathan, I'm really enjoying your show. Very cool. I have another question. What are your thoughts on the existence of real extraterrestrials? They exist, and there's many of them, and absolutely. I don't know what else to tell you. That is the best the Rami science ship has ever looked. Although interiors, not so much. No, the interiors were just Discovery engines, which is awful and bad and not great. Cagitar. What? I got a dog that's dreaming. So, anywho's. I apologize for my dreaming dog. I'm sure somebody will complain about it. Should Jack Quaid return as a live-action Boimler? He would make a great addition to Star Trek Legacy. I mean, timeline-wise, could work. I would love him to return as a live-action Boimler again. Just saying. Would be kind of awesome. He did a really good job in this Strange New Worlds crossover one. So, those old scientists. I was trying to remember the name of the episode. But those old scientists. TOS, don't you know? Yeah. Jack Quaid, bring him back as Boimler. 100%. Pug snoring's adorable. Is it, though? Gets a little annoying. And is it, though? Yeah, because maybe not so much. Make him friends with Jack Crusher. Yeah, that'd be kind of great, actually. Fleet Paw. I doubt the Cerritos would be worthy enough for receiving a suffix. We may love her, but she isn't really famous enough for the suffix treatment. Nope, absolutely not. I mean, maybe one day she could be if she did something remarkable. But, yeah, no, I don't think California class ships would be getting that. I mean, maybe at some point. Who knows? Who's to say? Excuse me. The tired is creeping up. The medication is really kicking in. And yay, Trek is back on the telly. I know it's Discovery, but always good to have new Trek on TV. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. Even bad Trek is still... Even bad Trek is still something to watch. There you go. I finished that sentence. Wasn't going where I initially planned for it to go. So, you know, got it out there anyway, regardless. It's fine. It's fine. Weirdly, the California class kind of makes me think that they made a hoverboard. That's what shape it would be. Okay. However, NASA once said that be careful what you wish for when they hear the public talk about first contact and disclosure. The booze didn't help either? No. Booze did not help. Raymond Anders says, what think about the new movie about V'ger? What do I think about the new movie about V'ger? Or what made us think about that? Oh, well, that was a collaborative effort, that was. It was fun to do, though. Hopefully you guys liked it. A lot of people got pissed off. I'm unsubscribing from the channel. This isn't funny. It's not a funny April Fool's joke. And it's not a fucking airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Like, just fucking leave. Unsubscribe. Get the hell out of here. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I know. It is what it is. But hopefully other people enjoyed it. A lot of people seem to have enjoyed it, so I'm glad. Made some people smile. We need Discovery action figures. I mean, if Darth Helmet can play with Spaceballs figures, where's my Discovery figures? Sorry, kid. Escaped my mind for a second. Peepa says it's interesting, but I'll be holding my breath until my ass is in the seat with popcorn and Coke watching it in theater. Yes. My other car is a V'ger. Mole is hot. How in blue hell did she fall for ugly alien dude? He's probably got... I mean, if you have to ask, I don't know if I should be the one to tell you the answer. Just leave it there. You made that seem so real, like you didn't break character. That was fun to do. They always are. Dominion Gamma. I wonder if Calypso will still happen involving the stuff they are looking for this season and will hide it in the... That would be awesome. They need to tie Calypso in. That was the best of the shorts. They need to do that. Maria Kelly, what did you miss? I mean, not a lot, but a whole lot. You know, kind of. You can go back and watch it. Made me smile. Fleetball says, made me smile, and I was involved in making it, sort of. Just didn't know exactly how I was going to turn out. I think it turned out pretty good. Just saying. You may be happy later this season, Captain Foley. It looks like we will see the USS Defiant from the Tholian web and the mirror darkly, and in a mirror darkly. Why will we see the USS Defiant? Why would you say that? What? If you're talking about this season on, that's the ISS Enterprise you see. You see it twice. 3 times, actually. One's the interior in sickbay, and you see the Terran Empire logo. But hey, what do I know? Nothing. Maybe a lot. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Interesting how it ties in, though. That's one thing I might not know. Maybe he's got a large postganglion nerve. Or maybe it was a pre-ganglionic fiber. I always get those confused. That's good. That's good. I like that. Feed Me says, well, if they could discover how life is created, I'm guessing where they go, they leave behind their world and Discovery floats alone in space. Maria says, gotta go. Thanks for the conversation. Bye, everyone. Goodbye, Maria. Thank you for joining us. Raymond Anders, I read about the new movie going 15 years with the A and Admiral Kirk. Feed Me Seymour, it would be sad ending like they did in Sliders when they make it home, but the gate doesn't squeak, so they leave. But it was their home, just the gate was fixed. Something like that will happen in Discovery. Daniel says, wait, ISS Enterprise? But old dude told Giorgio in season 3 that the OG universe and the mirror universe diverged in the past and it's gone. Yep, I know. But you see 1701 on the hull, and then you see the Terran Empire logo in the sickbay. So would the Terran Empire have upgraded Constitution class since it had? No, they wouldn't have. There's no upgraded Constitution class. The Strange New Worlds one is the Discoverse ship, and it doesn't exist in the Prime Timeline. So there would be no upgraded one. They're just using their own continuity, and that's fine. Just pretend. Just mentally put a real Constitution class over it. Nathan, I'm loving all your answers. Full impulse, brother. How I am. You're just hanging out with me. That's what these lives are about. It's like, you know, we're hanging out together, talking about new Star Trek. Oh, that hurt. That hurt my back. Why do some people capitalize random words? Good question. They return back after Calypso, but the shuttle door is not stuck. So they leave thinking it is an alternate universe, not knowing there's a... That's funny. Feed Me Seymour. Maybe the mirror universe lost their universe and slot of the mirror ended up in the real universe and stayed hidden. That's a lot to think about there. Yeah. This is going to be so funny. Think about it. If the ISS Enterprise from the 23rd century comes out in the 32nd century, that would be no threat because the 32nd century would one-shot it. Do the math. No shit, Sherlock. Looks like the Discovery is going to be going back in time to the mirror universe, though, because in the trailers that we've seen, there is Discovery, but it's not the refitted Discovery. It's not Discovery A. It's the original Discovery. So if you're going to have to go to the mirror universe, you might want to downgrade your ship, maybe refit it, so that you don't send advanced technology over to the mirror universe, Terran Empire evil people. There you go. Sit up. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And who cares if they one-shot it? What's that even fucking mean? It's not going to come out blazing, guns blazing. Oh, look at these really super advanced ships. Let's attack them all and die. No. Chances are it's probably deserted for some reason. Maybe it wasn't a nebula, so maybe it's been stuck there for who knows how long and crossed over at some other point. Who knows? I don't know what happens. We'll have to watch and see. Prediction for ISS. She was adrift and somehow crossed over to our universe. I was just saying that. Maybe at the point where the connection was weakest. Mark Lawrence has made it back doing anything for First Contact Day? No. But welcome back. Destin D. Maybe the mirror universe just went in a totally different way than the Prime universe. Yeah. I'd be down for that. Maybe the old disco that we see in the trailer is in fact the ISS Discovery, which we do know exists, and it comes face to face with the Discovery A. Discovery versus Discovery in an epic battle for the survival of the universe. Or something. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe one of the puzzle pieces was on a Romulan homeworld, but it was destroyed, so they had to go back in time to find the piece and end up in a mirror universe. I like that train of thought. That's creative. I like that one. Feed me some more. Tristan, the mirror universe drifted apart from Prime. Cronenberg's character describes this happening over centuries. 100%. Yes. Yes, he did. Do they contradict themselves in this show? Yes, all the time. So it's really not that big a deal. There will be an explanation. Don't worry. Just keep watching. Maybe the whole thing takes place in the holodeck. Enter Will Riker. Yeah, that's what a lot of people have said. I don't know. Well, I mean, guys, I'm probably going to call it quits. It's 93 minutes right now. I'm getting tired, and my back feels better, but still sore. And I just know the medication is starting to kick my ass a little bit. So, plus, I talked about 2 episodes. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. If not, I'll talk about it in the full reviews that we do tomorrow and Tuesday. So tune in for those if you're interested. Plus, we did our edited reviews already. Those will be out early. Well, the one for episode 1 will be out early tomorrow afternoon. The other one for episode 2 will be out on Tuesday. So check those out as well if you don't have time to come to the lives. So, anywho's, I think that about does it, eh? So I'd like to thank you all for joining me and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Like I said, check out all of our content because we're going to have breakdown videos next week as well as lives and a whole bunch of cool stuff, as always, as we tend to do. I'll probably be doing some other late night lives. In case you didn't notice, this one's on the Trekyards channel because it's the first reaction. But, I still do them over on the Captain Foley personal channel as well. So if you're not subscribed over there, please go do so. We really appreciate that. And, yeah. On that note, before I pass out, I think I should go and get some sleep. So Anyway, I'm sorry I have to call it there. I'm sorry. I'm tired and I'm sore, and this chair is not super comfortable. So I would love to hang out longer, but regardless, I'll be here every Thursday. Now that's new Trek is on, so I'll be back. Don't worry. You can talk to me anytime. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night and a good day tomorrow, and I'll see you later. And a good weekend if I don't talk to you before then. But have a good night, everybody.